We're live. Hello, guys. Today's deep question is: could Ukrainian women be men's cure to toxic feminism? Check out this clip and please vote in the poll right now. And Anna and I will be with you in a moment. Check out this 1-minute video.
Girls want to sleep around in their 20s and then at 30 run to a man. And but you've lost the things that men value by the time you're 30. You're no longer pure. You're no longer youthful. And so men are kind of tired of it, because what happens is they'll date the bad boys, the rappers, whatever, in their 20s. And then they hit 30. One guy thinks this is his lucky ticket. This girl's super into him, but she just wants kids. And she really feels like she's settled for him. She gets the kids and then half the time leaves.
Men are tired of women. These women have been doing this for a long time. But now, we men don't give a fuck anymore. These modern women want to sleep around with different men and still marry a nice guy earning 6 figures. These women don't stop there. They end up divorcing the nice guy so they can take half his shit. A win-win for them. We men are done playing this game. This is something that has been going on for centuries, but it seems like it's becoming more common in modern times.
Girls want to sleep around in their 20s and then at 30 run to a man. And but you've lost the things that men value by the time you're 30. You're no longer pure. You're no longer youthful. And so men are kind of tired of it, because what happens is they'll date the bad boys, the rappers, whatever, in their 20s. And then they hit 30. One guy thinks this is his lucky ticket. This girl's super into him, but she just wants kids. And she really feels like she's settled for him. She gets the kids and then half the time leaves.
Men are tired of women. These women have been doing this for a long time. But now, we men don't give a fuck anymore. These modern women want to sleep around with different men and still marry a nice guy earning 6 figures. These women don't stop there. They end up divorcing the nice guy so they can take half his shit. A win-win for them. We men are done playing this game. This is something that has been going on for centuries, but it seems like it's becoming more common in modern times. Women are looking for a nice guy who they can settle down with while they explore their options with other men.
Hey, guys. We're live. Welcome to today's live stream. I'll pull in the Heart of Match Guarantee in a moment, Anna. But please, guys, let's start by voting in the poll. The question is, do you think that video clip is representative of why men are in droves checking out of dating and marriage in America today? The statistics are deplorable. 68% in pretty large polls of men have admitted they're just not into dating, not into marriage, just checking out. It's just too dangerous for all the reasons that this lady supporting our movement said. Please vote now, and I will bring in the beautiful. Hello, darling.
Hi guys. Anna here, Heart of Match Guarantee.
Joe here, making a cameo today. I just thought I would join on Anna's stream today to cover the masculine side, the Western men's side, because when Anna and I were talking about what to talk about on the stream for her, right? She's like, well, I don't really know Western women, right? I can't say this about Western women, which is fair enough, right? So that's the first thing, is that, Anna and I both want to ask you, guys, tell us, what is your position? I haven't been in North America in 7 years. And apparently, according to you guys, has gotten much worse. I've kind of coined the phrase toxic femininity instead of toxic masculinity, right? Kind of turned it on them. But guys, we want to hear from you today. Please write in chat. Why are you checking out? Have you checked out? I guess that's the first question. And then why are you checking out? And then later I will ask you the poll question. Do you think that Ukrainian women might be the cure, or I should say men's cure, to toxic femininity in the West? And this is where we're going today. And you're going to have the beautiful Ukrainian woman's perspective on it. And it's quite an in-depth, intricate topic, right? Risque topic. And so we're bringing this to you today. So I just want to, honey, I'll just put you in the background. I just want to make a few announcements first before we get going. some cool announcements. So the first one is, where's the graph here? Okay, I want to announce that we are continuing this challenge that I started a couple of years ago, actually. It's called the Do It Yourself versus Match Guarantee Challenge. And what we're doing is we're hearing from guys that want to go live with me. You have to do an interview so the world can see that you're a bona fide case study. And you're either in one of two categories. You're a do-it-yourself guy or you're a marriage agency guy. I'm open to taking case studies that got married or engaged from other marriage agencies, not just us. But this is the stats so far. So take a look at this. On the y-axis is years to marriage. So do it yourself, the average is 6 years. Match guarantee, the average is 1.5 years. And on total cost to get married, do it yourself is $168,000, and match guarantee is around 20 grand. And that's all costs all in. So I'm going to so I invite anybody that's interested in participating in this challenge, please, for right now, just email us and put just DIY or marriage agency challenge or the challenge, or you can put what will be the grand prize, which will be $5,000. So what I'm going to do, here's somebody is going to win $5,000, the winner. And how it's going to be drawn is there will be 20 entries, a total. Once we hit 20 entries, because I want a larger sample size. That's not, the one I showed you is not statistically very significant, to be fair, and we need at least 20 to be statistically significant in the conclusion, right? So yeah, we will have 20 entries. You've got to do a live interview with me, so we know you're bona fide, and then you'll be in the end, you'll be drawn. You'll be a contestant in the draw. So we will draw live. As we've done in the past, we use just a random number generator, so everything is transparent and bona fide. Okay, so if anybody wants to partake in that, the criteria is I will allow you in if you're even engaged. If you're engaged to be married or married, because if I just do married, I'm worried I'm never going to get 20. Okay, so engaged to be married, but it's got to be like, okay, that's the entry criteria, and one lucky couple is going to win $5 grand. It'll be a nice honeymoon or whatever you want to do with the $5 grand. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that, I think it's obvious. I intuitively know, just sitting in the seat for 6.5 years, seeing all the stories, and you can see from this chart, just based on the data that we have so far, comparing DIY and match guarantee. Match guarantee is cheaper by a landslide, right? And I know I think the results will shrink a bit. I think they will level out a little bit once I get a sample size of 20, but still, it's much cheaper to go through us or a bona fide marriage agency to go it alone. That's what I'm sure the numbers will show. But again, I'm trying to keep this as transparent as possible. So anybody that wants to enter, you can comment below, and then please email us at info@matchguarantee.com. Okay, info@matchguarantee.com. And so I'll pull Sweetie back in. Welcome back, darling.
Hi.
You want to give the good news, the other big news to guys?
Okay, I will let you know.
Oh, say, can you see?
Joseph finally decided not to hide me anymore, as you guys think. He's inviting me to visit his relatives in Canada.
Well, more than inviting, honey, we're moving to Canada. That's
Yes.
the big, yeah.
We're moving, but I'm worried, honestly, very much. I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's like different world for me. So we are moving, but I as you all guys know, happy wife, happy life. So if I will be very much find myself very, I don't know, difficult for me to live there due to any reasons, I want to have backup plan. Yeah. To go anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess according to you guys, I'm the one that should be worried, right? With a 4-point SMV spread, like between us, I should be worried, right? But
Yeah, that's the other worry. Like, guys say, oh, Ukrainian women just want to marry because they want to the West, You see my case. I was actually happy that Joe lived in Ukraine, and I didn't want to leave Ukraine, And if this war wouldn't start, I mean, we probably would be living there, Yeah, that's the thing. So it depends on whom you meet, what their motivation are, and yeah.
So
How
the
you
other thing, guys, is we're going to be doing a cross Canada tour. That's our intention anyway. So we're going to do a speaking tour. So we're starting in Winnipeg, Manitoba, my province. Yo, Manitoba. And we're going to head west right to the Pacific Ocean. And so if any Canadians are local, and if you want to volunteer to help us organize the logistics of where to have the presentation, maybe even how to get the word out, or maybe you're part of a men's group or a church group, or it doesn't have to be a large group. We'll be happy to speak to any size of group, really. We just want to get our speaking feet wet, as it were, and get the word out, and mostly educate Canadian men that there is this option, right? What are Ukrainian women like, right? And that is a large part of today's presentation live stream is, asking Anna, and I'm about to ask her this question right now. But before I do, yeah. So if you can help in any way with our Cross Canada Speaking Tour, if you want to host us at your home, even invite over some friends. I mean, we're open to such a thing, and just come over for a coffee or coffee and a biscuit and chat with your church group or whatever. We're open to that. Just email us at info@matchguaranty.com. It would be our pleasure to talk to you about putting that together. So without further ado, I want to ask Anna, we're asking you guys in the poll, is that video true? That woman standing up for us, North American men. Do you think that's an accurate depiction of the attitudes of women today, and why men are checking out of both dating and marriage? Is it accurate? That's the first thing to establish. And then I want to ask my honey, first of all, what's your reaction when you watch that video? When you see, what's your reaction? What do you think?
First of all, it's something that I never lived through, never experienced. And because simply this kind of behavior of women not exist in Ukraine. And it's very open-minded for me how it can be in order to appreciate, what values and, we have in my country. Yeah. At the same time, name of the video is like, all women in the world behave like this, and this is like triggers me because this is not all world, okay, let's face it. And there is different country with different values, and to understand what's true in every different country, you need to look into history, what people was going through, to understand deeply from where their values come from, and basically women, they behave, who is women? This is girls, who raised by, in a certain families with a certain values, so all these things, it's very like blows my mind, about like women who sleep around with a man, it's just like so different in Ukraine, and I understand why hard for also our women who live abroad, with their having traditional values, to meet men, because they also meet, they don't have problem with attention, but they have problem with meeting quality, guy with the kind of traditional values, Yeah. So it's not Ukrainian women, they okay, we talk about majority, tendencies. They don't sleep around. First of all, if you will ask any lady, she will they know that this is your energy, you know. And what's going on with the Western world, with the women who sleep around with every man, they just kind of, you know, spread themselves around to all different men, and by the time they want to meet good men, they already, you know, they lose their on energetic level, they lose their.
I'm sorry, you're losing me a little bit. You're talking about Western women now, right?
Okay, I mean,
We're
I
talking
just,
about Western women. 'Cause
yeah, you asked me what I think about video. Yeah, so
yeah, but you started to talk about Ukrainian women, and then you're going. I just don't want to confuse people. You talk about Western women now.
yes,
Want to sleep around, and then okay.
yes, and this is very, yeah, maybe it will be here, but this is,
Mhm.
you know, when women, I don't know about the man, you know, but I mean, it's not as damaging for them as for women when she sleep with a lot of men.
Honey, can I ask you? Were you shocked? Let's start there because were you really shocked? What was your reaction when you watched the video? Like your initial reaction?
Yes, I'm in shock because I
You're
never
shocked.
experienced this. I never been to, you know, Western cultures, and you know, this is
So,
the other thing.
it seems radically different than Ukrainian women.
Yes, it's radically,
Totally. So
yes.
that's my next question. How are Ukrainian women different, honey? Can you paint the picture? So here you have a Ukrainian woman that's really shocked by what she saw. She's not aware of, that Western women are like this. And so that's the thing about this live stream. I really want guys to understand, honestly, how are Ukrainian women different? Because I know a lot of you guys are skeptical on this question. There's so much hearsay and con- contra- con- contrary,
Controversial. No?
controversial and information that's different,
Mhm.
contradicting. Oh my gosh. Um, so I know a lot of you guys are confused. Even are Ukrainian women still traditional? Even this question is a big loaded gun topic. So, honey, if you could just honestly give us a picture of how are Ukrainian women different than this video on these kind of points. So body count, sleeping around in their 20s, and then they hit the wall at 30, then just choose any beta male that's a good provider to raise the
Okay.
child or have children with, and then divorce them, because that's what the video is saying. Can you just, sweetie, talk to those points and how are Ukrainian women different?
Yes.
Thank you.
They, okay. They, first of all, because it's traditional culture, main will be always not career but family, you know. They're very family oriented from young ages, and due to shortage of men, they're very, you know, like kind of in a hurry, in a very young age, they have to catch good men because later kind of will be too late, will be hard to find good one. So they're very motivated to create a family. This is like, yeah, this is not an option to yeah. So this, then to sleep around, it's not even, it's not even, nobody have this idea, you know, that it can be enjoyable. This is like, actually this is damaging for women, you know, like the more partners she has, this is more damaging to her self-value, you know, like she's like starts saying like something, you know, she's upset basically, you know. And she will never tell you how many, but she wants to keep this number as low as possible, you know. And every man that she sleep with, it was her not accident, you know. This is meant she was in a relationship, you know, and trying with this serious intention of trying to, you know, build a family in future, right? But if something didn't work out, like, you know, she moved in next relationship, but it's like, yeah, it's not something that they happy about, you know. Numbers, they want to keep it as low as possible, and they're not interested in this kind of relationship for one night, you know. It's just like, yeah. And then what question was next, Joe? About
Yeah, honey. So you address the sleeping around part. So you see, interesting, guys, Ukrainian women, um, you see, they're smart, they're wise, they understand they're going to devalue themselves, right? Not only in their own self-esteem, but in the eyes of the men that are going to marry, we don't want high body count wives. And if we see that when we're dating, paka paka, bye bye, we're on to the next. We're looking for a high value woman. We're looking for someone who'll be a long, committed wife and a great mother, right? So
I
that's
want to add to this point, Joseph. Yes, everything that you say, but I want to add something on deeper level. It's a lot of Ukrainian women know about this. The more they sleep around, the more they have kind of energetic connection with different men, and they continue after one sex contact is continue for years. They like men have access to their energy. So by the time they meet their husband, they kind of exhausted. And men on energetic level, he they read this, they're not interested in a woman because for him on energetic level she's empty, and if this man ambitious have a lot of like great things he wants to do in life, he just like feel something wrong here, like it's not a match. Why? Men say because she sleep around with a lot of men before, but it's just like, yeah, it's logic explanation. But if you go deeper in energetic level, because he feel that she doesn't have this power, to like, men, they're kind of, bring everything into material, but woman on energetic level first create this, so like man doesn't feel woman as valuable after she had such a big experience of sleeping with men around, and they just cannot understand why, but this is why. But it's kind of very deep level to understand this. But anyway, it's not pleasant for a man to just to live with this, that your woman sleep with many guys before.
Thank you, darling. And then the next one, just to jog your memory, is so the next point was, okay, so they sleep around in their 20s with bad boys. That's the other thing, bad boys, because that's what they really want. And once they've had their fun, they hit the wall at age 30 in Ukraine. That's definitely the wall in Ukraine, age 30. Then they just want to latch on to any man to get married and have babies. Even though they're maybe not in love with him, not attracted to him, whatever, just mission, have babies. That's the next point. How do Ukrainian women compare there, darling?
I mean, I think it's also exists in Ukraine, like, when woman, like, it's her number one goal to have a family, and she's like, I don't know, 35, she's under big pressure from society. But this is just like very, very rarely happen, when women would be able to compromise on love. For most of Ukrainian women, this is must, like there is some things they can kind of settle, accepting imperfection of person, but not this thing that being in relationship with men who they don't love, from convenience to be with him, they're all looking for love, doesn't matter what age. Yeah, that's what I observe, being Ukrainian for many years, seeing my wherever, even our ladies, it's just a rare exception when they can go on settling with a man that far away from what she's looking for, yeah. Joe.
Okay, and then the next point of the video was that so when she's had the kitties, he's a good boy, he's a good provider.
Yeah.
She's done with him, and now she gets to have her cake and eat it too, as we say. She had babies, now she gets half. Divorce him and get half. How does that compare? Do Ukrainian women divorce the husband, the father, once they've had their kitties?
Simply this this law work very differently in Ukraine, and damaged side normally it's woman after divorce. They not only getting nothing from divorce, but they often even like stay with any support from ex-husband. If she has child, like she has to somehow to manage her life to be father and mother now and provide, life, that was providing all kids' needs, on her own. So it's, I mean, maybe Western women behave like that because they know this is option, for them. But like in Ukraine, we don't have it, like women, they looking for love. Sometimes it can happen that, in time people change, they just have different values. But I mean, women from their side, but in most cases, if you will look at Ukrainian families, in most cases, this is what happened, that men just find another woman, and just leave the family. And women always like, yeah, all her time in relationship and everything, try to save this relationship, at any cost, any being the best one possible, but yeah, there is some relationship that so it's not working. This thing is very different in Ukraine. So women not interested actually to divorce because she have to face very, and again, all Ukrainian women, because this is main desire for their life, to have a family, to be a mother. They all dream about one time in and forever, marriage. So because of traditional values, they try to do incredible efforts to save family, to to not end up in this. She doesn't have any benefits of, and children, what they're going through when parents, divorce. It's all adapt to the picture. So yeah, that's my answer. But if you will go deeper, I'm now in already last year in a deep psychology training with a lot of women, and I see their fears and I see their beliefs, and what in reality Ukrainian women going through, and why it's very different world from what you experience in the West. It's simply because a lot of them, their main core belief, I need to deserve love. They don't believe actually they deserve love, like just because they with the man, they all time try, they all believe that they need to do something in order to be loved, to do something for their man. That's why you see all over internet all these crazy videos where like of how hospital they are, how they treat their men, with respect and love, like because of their deep core belief, I need to deserve, I need to do nice things to my man, treat him well, and then he will love me. Otherwise, he will not love me. This is deep core belief. Again, many of them, they, awaken, start to work. But from where it comes? Look at the history of Ukraine. It's first World War at the beginning of 20th century, then second, a shortage, crazy big shortage of men. So woman needs somehow to compensate with her qualities to be able to catch a man. Because again, traditional values, woman wants to have family. So she need to do something, like she need to be super wife, and that's how, generation, this is programming that come from one generation to another. This is how, I grew up, like my mother teach me, you need to do everything for man in order to make him happy, and that's what they grew. All these women, they grew up with these beliefs, that's why they're very different in relationship from what you experience in the West, because of this self belief. But what I want to add here, that I see our women who get married with us, I see how how they're, if they meet men who really can appreciate these qualities in her, when she can treat him as a king, and I don't know, just with love, care, and respect, and all these qualities. When this man can see, and appreciate these things, he treats her back nicely, like this prince that she dreamed about, all her life. I see how, faces, quality of life, how everything, like face change. Our women become more beautiful with, with this loved man that they meet than they were when they was in our database. And what I can add here, if you guys can understand this deep core belief from where she come, and just like not take advantage, of she serving you, but, treating her back nicely, her attitude to you even will grow more, love grow more, and you will feel like level of appreciation from women that you never experienced before. And I know for every man this is super important, that his woman appreciate everything he do for her, the level he provides for her, whatever, like, not, I don't know, not one man who is happy to hear like, this is not good enough for me, I want more, or like live in the fear that she's looking for someone better, no. If you will back treat her nicely in response that, she's treating you like she's treating you like a king, you treat her like a queen, you will experience, she will like, will grow, will develop, and you will be so happy because of you feel like how you will feel so valuable for this woman, and you wanted to give her more, and she will give you more, and that's how a relationship in time, they become even like, young love, it's one thing, but in time it becomes stronger, and this is different type of connection and love.
Thank you, babe. Hey guys, there's a new poll. Please vote on the new poll. The question is, could Ukrainian women be men's cure to toxic feminism in the West? In other words, yeah, so let's talk about that, but please vote, and I'll go over the results of the last poll right now. It's basically, where are we here? Basically 85% yes and 15% no, because I added yes and maybe. So the maybe guys, which are how many of you? 30% of you, maybe. To my mind, because the question was maybe I need to learn more about Ukrainian women. So usually the guy, you guys are in the camp of, well, maybe, but I don't know. I'm suspicious. Are Ukrainian women really that different? Is it true? Are they still really traditional? Is what Anna's telling you now true? I think you're in that camp. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I thought it would be even higher than this. So, honey, let's come back to something that you said. I just kind of want to summarize what you say and kind of ask you take another spin. Why? So you pointed out it's actually a very interesting point. One of the reasons Ukrainian women don't divorce their husbands, to take half and leave and have their cake and eat it too, is because, yeah, Anna said the legal system favors the men. There's no, like, basically divorce, rape in Ukraine, it's reversed. It's the woman getting raped. In the West, it's the man getting raped and taken for half, right? So she doesn't have a financial incentive to divorce him. One, yes, Donna?
I want to add that if men even rich, yeah, it's kind of, you have what to divide, but because it's corrupted country, and man normally, if he's rich, he has a lot of connections. So like he will make everything to satisfy his financial, protect his finance, and leave women with almost nothing. That's the reality.
So this begs the question, and I know you naysayers out there are going to say, well, now when the woman moves to America, it's a different story, right? she can now, this legal system has changed. Now she can divorce me and take half like an American woman. And that is a valid point. Absolutely. And anybody tells you that's not a valid point, I was trying to sell you something. But that's why I'm not going to get into that heavily. We've done videos about it, but in a nutshell, that's why you want to choose a high value woman. You want to make sure, like my wife Anna, you guys know her, and Jana, for example, the streamer over on Ukraine Dating. You can see what makes a high value woman, and that's what you want, because high value women, they don't change their core, right? Their core values don't change when they change countries. But if you get yourself a low value, like a woman zero, right? I think you called them that, yeah. Minus, a woman minus, as Anna classified the 3 types of Ukrainian women. Well, yeah, her I'd worry about. Yeah. So I want to ask you, honey, this question, because this is that's one major point, but the other equally major point on the topic of why Ukrainian women don't want to divorce their man and don't divorce their man. Okay, first of all, it's shunned on in the society. Divorce period is still shunned on, not as much as it used to be. Of course, all effects are lessening as the virus moves from as the feminism virus heads from America to the rest of the world. These effects are lessening. Traditionality, the bias on women for being divorced, that's all lessening, but it's still there. It's still significant, is the major point. And honey, can you describe for me, please, what's women's attitude about divorce? Like, in other words, where I'm fishing is what are girls taught in Ukraine from a little girl, from their mother to their babushka? What do they teach them about catching a man and being happily married, et cetera, et cetera? Like all kind of points there is very interesting to guys. Please.
I explained this, Joseph, already, on a deeper, even level. They teach them to treat men like a king. And why is that? Because limited choice, and Joseph, I answered this question. You might didn't.
Okay, sorry, I was doing the questions and stuff. I'm sorry if I missed it. I'll just paraphrase from my side then. Yeah, okay. Like in Ukraine, when you go there, when you live there as a man, you do feel like you're treated like a king. Like never ever been treated like that before, either dating or now married, of course. And it treats me like a king, and it's a very different attitude, very different attitude. So that's just a major point. I just want you guys to be aware of that. It's true. Why don't we talk about traditionality, honey? Is it true Ukrainian women are still traditional? And what is traditional in Ukraine?
Yeah, if you ask a Ukrainian woman, she will probably say, I don't know, because what is traditional, But I understand Western men, when they face, Western women and then go to Ukraine, they find them very traditional. Like in the matter of, I don't know, values in the family, and roles in the family. So it's very normal for every Ukrainian woman to take care about food, like healthy food, all people need to, so they cook. Even they, like, it can be not very enjoyable, but I mean, it's not, some love cook more, some less, but they want, all family to be healthy. And this is like, mom's job, to make everybody, healthy. So like, and a big part of it, it's what you eat, right? So if you will, I don't know, have a chance being in kindergarten Ukrainian, you will see, if you have like birthday, I see it's very different here in Mexico, for example. If you have birthday, you even don't bring a cake, because many women don't allow, because this is chemical. So like fruits or, some healthy stuff, and this is, this is culturally, yeah, And if you go here, this is pizza, Coca-Cola, and all of that. And still, our daughter, she's like, why you don't allow me to drink Coca-Cola? She still don't get it. But my mother didn't allow me to drink Coca-Cola. I mean, all this like Fanta when I was small. And I appreciate and I'm grateful for her, because this is healthy habit, that become my, core habits, that I now give to our children. And so, in this regard, very in this regard, this is big part of traditionalism. Then I don't know, home duties. She do it on her own, or she, if she is working also, she can have help, but this is her duties to organize, that man come in a nice cozy place, where it's enjoyable for him to stay, So I don't know. I heard some crazy stories about, like, in Europe, they make some apps where you can control how much time, you wash dishes and clean house, and how much time your husband, your spouse do this. I don't know. When I think about this, like, I mean, I don't remember one time Joe was washing dishes, but I wouldn't want to see him washing dishes. That's the thing, This is kind of, killing my chemistry. I think my husband are capable of doing something more valuable in life than just, staying there in kitchen and washing dishes. So, I mean, I know some
But
women.
sweetie, that's not fair, because that's also the case for you. Are you kidding me? How talented your big God callings, multiple God callings. So that's not fair. But I think it's just traditional roles, like it's been instilled in Ukrainian culture of what's the woman's traditional roles and what's the man's, right?
Yeah, but Joseph, but that's why it's always agreement between partners, and as long as, partners on the same way, on the same page, and that's why I have a helper, and I'm very appreciative about Joe that he's not, telling me, and we are very honest about this. If you expect, you want just a Ukrainian woman because you want to find, cleaner and cooker for home, and that's everything you want to get from her, you will not be happy in this relationship, because there's different people. Some women, they don't want to work, they really enjoy this, this family, tradition, and if they go to work, they face this, world where they need to act, with a little bit, having a little bit masculine energy or whatever, because it's required, right? And some women, Ukrainian, they just got sick from this, like they immediately have temperature, they're like, oh no, this is like too way out from their comfort zone. But yet you can meet Ukrainian women like me, who, I'm enjoying as being, a traditional wife, but at the same time working and have some, some callings in life, some mission, grown. And I'm appreciative that my husband, Joe, allow me to invite one time in a week cleaner who come and help with the, main cleaning. This is just like, it's not like she's live with us all time, but I mean, because I can use this time for, doing other things that, makes me more happy, right? So it's always agreement how, and okay, if you take woman whose love language act of service, right? I know I have friend, Ukrainian couple, and her husband, when I was coming to her, he was, washing dishes and then doing homework together. And I was like, and she said, for me, cannot be too differently, because I feel loved when we do stuff together, So this is always agreement between partners. At the end of the day, what you want to experience? You want to experience happy wife, because your life will be happy, right? Because woman with her energy, she give all her mood to all, all family, children. Joe, very good. No, when I'm in bad mood, nobody don't want to do nothing. Children all sad. So that's what you need to, yeah. I single mothers in Ukraine who are divorced or windowed more desperate or more cautious when meeting a new man. Um, I cannot say they're desperate, cautious, yes. I can say they more kind of they're more motivated because time goes, and they want children to experience, both woman energy as her as a mother, but then have man, especially if it's a boy. Woman cannot give boy things that he needs, that's only father can give, right? So they kind of more motivated, but yet they're not desperate to go for anyone. And let's admit, if it's woman with the kids, it's very important for her, like your love to her, but as well acceptance of her children, and relationship that additional that you need to build with children. And if it's not out there, if you like her, I was that single mom, and I had like, I like you, but I'm not interested in children. No, if you love woman, you love everything she has, right? And this is your it will not be like this, like you can just have her but children don't care. No, she's looking for holistic normal family, otherwise why she would go for this relationship? Yeah. So they're more motivated, but they're very cautious, and they're very it's like additional responsibility to with the child. She wants to make her life more holistic, more happy, but not more in trouble.
Honey, we've got a hot burning question here. I don't know how you'll react to this one, but I'll put it up. What do you think of this? And by the way, on the bottom of the screen right now, it says discover your sexual market value, specifically in the eyes of Ukrainian or Slavic women. So I've designed this calculator. It's in beta right now. It's at yoursmv.com. You can find your a quick version of your SMV, an accurate, which is 60 questions, 60 input variables. Then you can go over and you can discover your maximum age gap and your probability of marriage. So there's 4 calculators in one. If you want to check it out, you're welcome to. Okay, are we ready here? Yeah. Will there be less likelihood of the ex-husband of a Ukrainian woman putting up barriers? In other words, making problems for his ex-wife or the children to leave Ukraine or go to a new country?
Like will
So,
be there.
so yeah. With Ukrainian women, this issue of she has children with an ex, and what if the ex does not allow the children to leave Ukraine or immigrate to another country? How big of a problem is that? Is Brendan's excellent question.
It's I mean, this problem exists in Ukraine. Let's be honest about this, but it's always about how couple end up. They might be in good relationship, and who is ex-husband as well, and what's his attitude towards children. I heard all kind of stories. I heard like ex-husband was asking from new husband foreigner, I will sell my parents' rights for money. I will give up my parenting. If you will pay me $5,000 or something like this. I heard like when just normal relationship, friendly, father interested in children development, and obviously he see more more perspective for children in a Western culture, so he's signing documents with no problem, given permission. There is if you get a court decision, if for example father not in the picture, don't pay any alimony, he basically don't need his permission. If he missed 3 payments at least, you can start court procedure to yeah, in order that in future you don't need his permission. So, and there is a lot of fathers who never paid, zero, but to do this, women need to apply like officially to get alimony and collect this story. So there is official way of getting out of this, and or if I don't know, like if women have court decisions that she has custody rights for children, then it's also not on a, so it's very different. It's from woman to woman, what situation. But I believe that if you fall in love with a woman and it's meant to be, it's your path, will be ways to find solution that will allow you successfully move where you want, create a life that you want to experience, So this is the thing. This is my answer. Like, just because you're afraid that this will be more challenging, it's not, I wouldn't suggest it's something that should stop you from pursuing the woman that you love, or that you like.
I would like to chime in with my 2 bits here, because it's important you guys know that it absolutely can be, I've seen it, can be a catastrophic situation where you're in love with the woman, the ex doesn't allow the children to leave Ukraine, and you're fucked, to be blunt. And in such situations, there are Ukrainian solutions. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. So I really wouldn't. It is much better, of course, if the ex is agreeable on these things. But if he ever digs his heels in and says, "F you," because it happens, right? You ain't taking my children from Ukraine. You're not immigrating to this, that, the other country. There are solutions that are relatively cheap in Ukraine, because we've encountered all kinds of situations, as an agency, and of course we will help with everything that's fair, right? Every problem, we have contacts to solve any problem. So I wouldn't. Why I'm telling you this, I want you to, as the man, breathe free and not steer clear of single moms just because of this. Okay, I don't want that to be a deal breaker for you. And I would like to also address, because Juan had a good comment here, and then somebody commented back that I agree with you, Juan. Where's that comment, honey? Somebody commented back. Juan here. I'd say they're more flexible, single moms. Absolutely. Basically, my 2 bits on single moms is that they're different in many ways. First of all, their criteria of what they look for in a man is different than a woman that doesn't have kids, right? They look more to probably safety and security, right? A little bit more heavily on that, because there's children to take care of and protect. Then they looked at fatherhood. How good a father is he? Yeah, not how handsome is he, not as, what's his head of hair like? Is he bald? Is he handsome? Is he fat, ugly, whatever? That, of course, it matters, right? But it matters less to the single mom. She has different priorities, is what I'm saying, right? Which is what Fran was saying, and Juan was saying, and they're absolutely right. I will also add, because they have more life experience, they've had it dependent, they're more mature, they're more giving, more loving, less selfish. I just, overall, in my experience, they're a better human being, a higher quality, more developed person. Okay, so they have more redeeming qualities. And somebody commented that, yes, as well, the age gap is not as important. So if you are a guy that's looking maybe for a larger age gap for whatever reason, yeah, single mom's your best chance, because it's just lower on the priority list for her, because she understands if he's a great provider, great dad, maybe he was a dad in the past, right? So she knows he's a great dad because she sees the outcome. He has great children now. So yeah, I just wanted to chime in and add that. Okay, we have the new poll answer. Honey, I'll let you take a few questions. I'll just put the poll up now, okay? I'll do that. Okay.
Questions? Okay. Okay, let's read this. Having a good housekeeper come if couple of weeks is a great idea to make your wife happy. I feel friend's wife will be happy. I mean, it depends on the woman. Again, for example, I will give you. My mother would never let any other woman to come in her flat and clean instead of her. This is her space. So it doesn't mean that every woman wants that, you know. But like for me, it's just like for me, what you will invest in this service, in this help, and how it will return back, for me, it's a great investment, you know. But it's very different from woman to woman. And that's the thing, you know, if your woman, she has, like I said, there is 5 love languages. If you haven't across this amazing book, and you need to know your wife love language. And like, for example, Joe's love language, act of service. So like he loves when I take care about him, like, you know, cook and everything, because he feel loved, right? But this is not my love language, you know. So I have different. So for me, it's quality time, and like instead of like cleaning, maybe we can spend this time together, because that's the way I will feel more loved, right? So, or touch, you know, touch again. This is physical connection. So this is the thing. And in order to have a great happy relationship, you need to know, you know, each other love languages and act towards, you know, each other fulfillment. And I came across interesting experiment, and I hope we will talk about this on Ukraine dating. It's in the list. Might talk about that. Slavic men done. They make a challenge where several guys, you know, started to present flowers and like give a lot of compliments to their spouses, you know, to women they're in relationship with, and like make a lot of nice surprises, you know, simple things. This is not about like, you know, bringing Dolce & Gabbana, all this. This is the thing about Ukrainian women. They're not spoiled, you know, and it's so easy to make them happy and, you know, surprise them. Okay, I'm not talking about top, you know, beauty models that, you know, spoiled with attention. It can be different story. I talk about generally speaking, majority of Ukrainian women. So this experiment, guys just was in shock, you know, how it's turned out, you know, providing such a nice care and attention to their lady. It's turned out in a so much back, you know, love and care, and like, I don't know, their finance goes up. Everything was so like dramatically increased, you know, in a better way. So just keep that in mind. You know, this is relationship, and this is always exchange of energy, you know. And if you live in a position that she should give me this, ask yourself what you gave her. And somebody needs to start, you know, because it's always, you know, giving, receiving a relationship. You know, when you give, it's naturally, you know, if woman loves you, she wants to give you more back.
Okay, drum roll. Here's the results of the question. Could Ukrainian women be men's cure to toxic feminism? In other words, the cure to finding your one, your half, and being happily married. So basically 90% of you said yes. I mean, it's split between yes and maybe. Again, 32% maybe, which I'm taking it, you guys, because maybe is maybe I need to learn first more about Ukrainian women to understand them, right? So you guys are in the I'm not sure yet camp, which is why you're watching this live stream. So I assure you, and I hope, and please, if you have any questions about traditionality or about this topic, about how Ukrainian women are different, because I'm surprised didn't really see those questions, or maybe that just means we covered the topic really well. Guys, I promise you, they're different in every way that we want. You know, like you're saying, and it doesn't want me to wash the dishes, which is great by me because, she always cooks borscht every week, almost every week, and I love borscht, and it's good for the waistline too. So, things like that, and she looks at me for certain things that are traditional, the man's traditional role, right? So I do my traditional role. She does her traditional role, but she also, as you see, um, she has a very big God calling, I call it, right? She has so many talents. So it's not like she's barefoot and pregnant and cooking and cleaning all the time, right? Because because I love her, I don't want that for her. And she has big goals and dreams. And so because you're in love with her, right, you want her to fulfill as well. So it's really a beautiful union. But the key is it's founded in traditionality. It's founded in she understands her primary role. I understand my primary role is to protect and provide, right? And that's one of the reasons I legally gave Anna match guarantee. That's my contribution to our family, that whatever happens to me, and I'm okay, guys, don't be thinking anything like that. I'm all good. But I feel like I've done my part, because there she goes. She's got the goose that laid the golden egg, and it's her passion, right? And she knows how to run it better than me. So that was my responsibility, and I did it out of love, right? And I know a lot of you guys think I was crazy because it's my big asset now, right? It's my baby, uh, but I don't have any of these fears of divorce and her taking half when we go to Canada. Zero of these fears. And watch, it will never be my future. It will never be. I know this. So I'm just saying, if that's what you want, you want a woman that's traditional, more like your parents or maybe grandparents were. That's a thing of the past in Canada, America. It's just pretty much doesn't exist anymore, but it's alive and well in Ukraine. And I do promise you that. So I just want to really encourage you guys that are on the fence, and you're so jaded by all the misinformation out there, and everybody, because a lot of people are ragging on Ukraine, saying there's no traditional women in Ukraine left. There's a lot of bullshit like that out there, and it's just bullshit. Of course there are women that are more Western, and it's not every woman that's traditional. The younger women are getting a lot more Westernized, but I'm talking about women that you guys would be interested in, my core followers, which would be guys in their 40s and 50s, let's say. For you guys, there's lots of traditional women, and you'll know as soon as you start dating them. You can tell in 3 dates, so yeah. There was a question about the SMV calculator. Okay, how are you two getting on with children? Honey, why did you put that up?
Because guys, writing is a good question. They're interested. And learning Canadian tradition, does it cause any friction?
How are you getting, how are you two getting on? Okay, you answer the question then.
We have both traditions in our family. In Ukraine, when we had New Year, for example, we celebrated oh my goodness, how it's called? Forget. New Year and Christmas. Yeah, time we celebrate Christmas 2 times according to Canadian and Ukrainian tradition. And New Year 1 time, yeah. And we just follow both traditions, and this is very open-minded and it's interesting for children, more fun. Yeah, it's now we live in Mexico. They learn a lot of their culture, and I believe for children this is amazing. First of all, because life, it's about experiences, what we living through, and when you have it, this is like, it's just like you not live in a box. You have much more option, right? So it's always beneficial for children. Additional language, right? They learn with Joe English, and now they learn here Spanish. So it's always work for best for children. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the SMV. So the question is, oh no, not that one. So just remember, yeah. What does somebody took the SMV calculator, did the score, and got a 6.6? What does it mean? I have no idea. Well, to be frank, it will have more meaning when we have more guys that have taken it, right? Because ultimately, I will be correlating guys that calculated their value and then became a client, and I'm going to get past clients, so I'm going to back test it I'm going to back test it with previous clients, past clients, both successful and unsuccessful. So I'll be able to correlate who is actually in reality successful, and what was their score. So right now, the meaning is kind of nebulous. It's true. It just, I mean, it's a 6.6 out of 10, right? So a 66% chance of whatever it is. If it's a SMV score, or it's a probability of marriage score, or, you know. So yeah, sorry for not having a better answer for you, but what I will say is this: the variables that went into it, you've answered all the question. It's very much what Slavic women find important. It's not a Western women calculator. And if you took a Western woman SMV score, you're likely going to be significantly lower. So the point is, once you do these scores, you should see, and if you go find another calculator, there's other calculators which are for Western calculators, right? You'll find your SMB is lower, probably 2 points or more. Yeah, 3 points maybe, but yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Um, it I'll add this: the ultimate score is from 10 when you do our introductory package, which is only a measly $200. You choose 10 ladies from our website. You send your information to her, which is a generic letter telling about you and how you see your future life, being married with her, and whatnot, and your photos. And from 10 that you choose, you will get yeses and nos back, right? Let's say you get 6 yeses from 10. That's a 6 out of 10 SMV, but that's a real world SMV, 6 out of 10. And 6 out of 10 with us for clients is quite high, I got to say. Most clients are getting less than 6. Yeah. But that's the real world of genuine, marriage minded, high quality Ukrainian woman that has no hidden agenda. And how many from 10 are interested in you? And that really is what you want to know, right? You want to know. Guys want to know, how beautiful can I go, and how low can I go? How young can I go? Pretty much every guy has those 2 questions first and foremost. And when you do our intro package, you will know that for $200, and then you can decide from there. I'll just put up this so you can go register if you want, just on that link right there, over there, that right there, matchguaranty.com/register. I just fill that out, and you get a free coaching call with either Jana or Luba, usually. And they'll answer all your questions. And then from there, you can decide if you want to do the 10 lady intro package and discover your true SMV. Yeah. So there's another question that came up. Let's see. Yeah. As Tom says, ultimately, exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying. And that's the real world SMV, right? Is the 10 lady intro package. Because the lady decides first, right? It's a wise comment. So, guys, any last questions? Otherwise, we're going to shut her down. We're an hour and 10 minutes. Any burning questions about anything before we say goodbye? And I will just remind you as well, guys, the 2 announcements that
Can
I
I
did.
do something now before?
Okay.
Okay. I just want thank you. I just want to answer this, that my priorities now, it's a Magic Guarantee. Yeah, baby. And then I'm already last 1 year deeply in let's call it psychology instruments that that works on very high level and help really in a very short period of time can, effectively help our clients that I want to in future implement these sessions that will help clients to be successful. And then my music, it's, as for now, it's a third priority. Maybe in time it will change, but I just cannot split myself, be everywhere at the same time. So yeah, this is, but when I will write my next song, of course you will know about this. And thank you for your support. And yeah, thank you for your question. Yeah, only. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the announcement that I'm reigniting this challenge called the Do It Yourself versus Match Guarantee or Marriage Agency Challenge. This is our results to date in terms of time to get married and total cost to get married. So you can see it's much cheaper to get married through Match Guarantee than to try to go it alone. And so for this to continue, I'm going to give away $5,000 to the winner, which will be randomly chosen. So if you want to enter the contest, the challenge, you need to be at least engaged to be married or married. We do prefer married because sometimes engaged to be married ends up in broken up and starting again, which is the case for one of the guys. There's a DIY in there, and he's the one that's kind of skewing the numbers so high. So yeah, you have to be engaged to be married or married, and we're taking 20 guys. Then you have to agree to go live, and I just basically interview you. And that's because I want full transparency on this. I don't want people to think that I stack the numbers to show that it's it's best to get married through Match Guarantee. All right, could be done. I want them to be interviewed. You see his path, how he got married or engaged, and it can be another marriage agency. It can be a website marriage agency. I'm open to not just Match Guarantee. So it's really marriage agency versus DIY challenge, or DIY, marriage agency, or Match Guarantee. Those three categories, and we'll see which one wins. And once we get 20 contestants that are entered, they submitted their numbers, their cost numbers, and their year number. They've been interviewed by me, and we have 20. We will have the grand draw for $5,000. Okay, and we will do it online, live, and we use a online random number generator to determine the winner. So yeah, if you want to be in it, or you know anybody that might want to be in the challenge, please email us at info@matchguarantee.com. Yeah, and again, last announcement, I'm coming home, bringing the family to Canada. I'm super stoked. We'll see how it lands on me, because big different from living abroad to going back to the West, right? But yeah, we're moving back. We're not entirely sure where we're settling yet. We're kind of following the Lord's direction as well and praying as we go. But basically, we're going on a family introduction tour, starting from Manitoba, hitting the Manitoba farming family, and then going to Alberta and all the way to the West Coast, to the Pacific Ocean, introducing my family to my family. And we want to put together a speaking circuit. So starting from Winnipeg, if anybody is from the Peg and wants to invite us over for a spot of tea, and we can talk to their church group or whoever. A small group is fine, big group, small group, or just has an idea. Any way you can help. You have an idea of a good venue or who to invite, how to get butts in seats. We're totally open to it and would appreciate your help. You could just email us at info@matchguarantee.com. Give us your ideas, and we'll reach back out to you. A couple of burning questions came in. When you in Calgary, Joe? I'm going to be at the Stampede. Well, I would love, I've never been to the Stampede, and I'd love to show the family the Stampede. So
I would love to show many things. I don't know.
So many things we want to do. Oh,
Yeah,
to a
we will be,
musical?
if we will be living there, we will have time, much more
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah.
But yeah, it's just like very excited for me. I remember when I first time took Joe to the places where I grew up, showed him my school and everything. It was like very romantic and excited. Like, really, was here? Yeah, as a kid.
Yeah,
It's nice.
yeah.
It's
It's
nice.
really great to see where your
Mhm,
other half grew up as a
mhm,
kid, and you
mhm.
know, where I made my Indian teepees and made my bow and arrow from willow tree, and that was our toys when I was little. Uh, okay, guys, thank you for coming out today. Appreciate it very much, honey. Any final words from you?
Yeah, thank you very much for being. And thank you, Joe, that you come today. I invite. I said, let's. Would you like to join, because this is topic, kind of kind of I don't
Tough
know.
topic for
I
you.
want you to guys to see not only my points, as Ukrainian woman, but see foreign men who live there, who experience this. And okay, I close my eyes and just journey. It was his journey. It was necessarily to meet me. Yeah, yeah. So I always
Yeah,
say to
basically,
guys,
it's not.
I
Sorry,
say
hon.
to guys,
It,
if it didn't happen for you from the first date, don't be upset with this. It's a journey, and maybe like I know that maybe Joe wouldn't appreciate me or don't know what he get, unless he had another experience. So it's always we everything happened to us when we're ready to accept
when we're ready.
what we want. Yeah.
Absolutely. Profoundly true. Yeah.
Mhm.
And, just to put the word toxic in a title, it's so not my wife's topic is to talk about something topic. Only everything happy, love, and butterflies. That's what my wife likes to talk about. Other than that, if it's a tough topic, no, it's not for Anya. Okay, Juan, thanks. Paka paka.
Thank you. Uh-huh.
And I hope you guys are all enjoying Ukraine dating since we fired back up at Ukraine dating .tv. I hope you're enjoying over there. We have a new format coming out, which you'll see right soon. A new format. Hope you like the new format. I think it's going to be more exciting content for you guys. More, yeah, deeper, more exciting, and controversial topics. All right. Bye,
Mhm.
guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.